Good morning, Mr. Wright.
Good morning. Chipper as ever this morning, I see.
I'm just thankful we actually get to have a trial for Orla. As a matter of fact, I just ran a few laps around the courthouse to get extra pumped.
I just splashed my face with some water to get the sleep out my eyes.
Oh, I also queued the swashbuckler video so we can watch it at any time.
It's a bit loud, Jesus. Thanks, it just might help our case. By the way, you have some serious dark circles. Did you stay up late watching this?
What? Me? No, I, just woke up early, that's all. Guess I need to cover them up. I get ragged on...
What?
I get ragged on enough as it is by Prosecutor Blackville.
Speaking of being pumped, I'm pretty fired up for this trial too. It's been a while.
That explains why your hair is spikier than usual. I mean, look at it. It's all super pokey and prickly and stuff. It's amazing.
That was a compliment, right?
Good luck, Mr. Nick. I'll be cheering you on from the gallery.
Thanks, Pearls. It's been so long. I'm actually a little nervous. Good morning, Mr. Lawyer.
Oh, Mr. Rhymes, you came to watch the trial?
Yeah, Sasha's back at the aquarium with the orca. Orca? I hate that word. So I thought I'd better come here to watch for her.
Well, don't you worry. We're going to win for Orla. Isn't that right, boss?
Right, one unprecedented trial coming right up. Judge voice.
Court is now in session for the trial of Orla Shipley.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. Must be waste words on this. Prosecutor Simon Blackville. Known as the Twisted Samurai, he's a prosecutor who's also a convicted felon. They say he never conducts a trial without his loyal hawk Tucker by his side.
Mr. Wright, it's been quite a while since I've seen you like that. Your lawyer image suits you. You look younger somehow.
Thank you, Your Honor, and you look as young as ever yourself.
Well, I have to keep up with you folks after all. By the way, has the defendant arrived in the court yet?
Surely you jest your boldness. Did you not receive the memo? The defendant, Orla Shipley, is an orca at Shipshape Aquarium.
An orca? Time to review. There's an orca as a defendant. It's intensely absurd.
Direct your comments to the defense. He's the absurd fellow who insisted on defending the orca in court in this first place. Absurd or not, I will carry out my duty to defend my client.
Your duty to defend your crying ant? Don't you mean your crying orca, Mr. Wright?
If we are to proceed, we must treat the orca as we would any other defendant. Every soul, be it man or beast, is of equal value. The question is whether that soul is painted in black or white. Take Tucker, for example. He is as human in spirit as you or I.
Sweet.
The real question is, am I in for more pain, as always?
Orca or not, I suppose the defendant is still a defendant. I vow to render my verdict fairly and impartially. Now then, Prosecutor Blackwell, your opening statement, if you would.
I suppose I can hardly leave it to someone who knew nothing of the defendant. Very well, listen carefully. Yorker murdered the owner of Shipshape Aquarium in Aquarium's Orca Pool. Yorker apparently toyed with the victim mercilessly as he died.
Sadistic orca, what a chilling thought. And where exactly is this defendant now?
Inside this.
Yourself, Prosecutor Blackwell.
1 second. Very much is on your boldness, with or without us. I borrowed this TV phone from the aquarium, which will allow us to interact with the orca.
A TV phone? Very well. The court accepts this into evidence.
We will be able to view the defendant in question on this large monitor. Fulbright, prepare for transmission.
Ha ha ha! You got it, Prosecutor Blackwell.
We will proceed with the defendant on telecast.
So that is the orca that stands accused, is it?
Oh, she's waving her flipper at us. Maybe she's cheering us on. Hola, wish Phoenix and Athena luck.
Oh, it's quite cute, isn't it? This adorable creature is suspected of killing a man.
Oh, it's really putting on the charm, huh? She is far from cute. She is a violent, reckless animal.
That's right. The name's Bobby Fulbright, and I'll take over from the explaining from here. Now, if I could direct your attention to the diagram of this crime scene. Following the report of an orca attack, we, the police, raced over to a ship-shaped aquarium. There, we found a guest who says she saw the orca and the victim from the visitor's corridor. As the witness was watching, the orca suddenly went crazy and attacked the victim. The orca was the only one there, therefore no one else could have committed the crime. It's not quite finished, but I have a portion of the autopsy report here. I can't imagine the terrorists being attacked underwater by such a large creature.
But attack it did. Prepare yourself for the grisly details, your boldness. The prosecution moves to introduce our witness, Fulbright.
You got it, Prosecutor Blackwell. Justice we trust. One brave lady whose fine sense of justice compelled her to speak, coming right up.
How dare you make me wait? Don't you know I'm a busy woman? I could have written an entire book for all the time I spent in that lobby.
Prosecutor Blackwell.
Well,
I am Norma the Plume, and I am a non-fiction writer.
am I the only one who isn't telepathic here?
Looks like she can read into people's words just as well as I can read into people's hearts.
Not everything needs to be a competition, Athena.
What? Norma the Plume, the great non-fiction writer, Miss Norma the Plume herself? I've read all of your works and enjoyed them immensely. Your million seller, The Great Grief of the Great Thief, is one of my favourites.
Oh, are you a fan, Your Honour? I could give you my autograph if you'd like.
Wait a second. I could swear you looked much different in the photos in your book.
Well, I used the one from 10 years ago in the book so that the paparazzi won't harass me. The judge seems so shocked.
The visual disconnect must be really doing a number on his head.
Can we get started, please? If I find you to be lacking as a judge, you will see your debut in my books.
Such harsh comments. You really must be the real Norma the Plume.
Who knew Mr. Plym was so famous?
Enough jabbering. Tell the court what you saw and keep it brief.
I would thank you to not order me around. I'm perfectly willing to tell everyone what I witnessed. It was the moment of the murder.
Very well then, please proceed with your testimony.
I went to Shipshape Aquarium to see the killer whale. As I was watching the killer whale from the visitor corridor, it suddenly went crazy. I saw the killer
Killer white.
I saw the killer whale bite the victim to death with its huge mouth and deadly teeth. Attempting to remain calm, I reported the incident to the police immediately.
That adorable defendant really did all that. I must be much more vicious than it looks. Now deliver your judgment so I may carry out my sentence.
Objection!
The defense would like to do some defending first, if that's alright.
Must you drag this out with your tomfoolery?
Hold it!
Defense always has the right to cross-examine the witness, you know.
Fellow inmate told me this just this morning. If you want something signed, all you need to do is all you need is a document and a witness. Let me guess, they were convicted for contract fraud, right? All we need in this case is the evidence and a witness to convict. It's as simple as that. Looks like I guessed right. Sorry, but as Miss Sykes said, the defence has every right to cross-examine. Isn't that right, Your Honour?
Yes, of course. You may proceed with your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
I shall relish the sight of you thrashing around in vain.
Hold it!
After all, I waste energy on such tripe. There is but one attraction in Ship Aquarium that is worth anyone's time, and that is the penguins. Isn't that right, Tucker, my friend? Alrighty then, I guess Prosecutor Blackwell's for the birds. Guess I should jot that down. Note to self, Prosecutor Blackwell is on Team Rifle.
And so you went to see the orca in its tank?
Yes, that's right.
By the way, you have to press that statement to get the trophy. Birds on the brain. I just got it now.
Hold it!
The orca suddenly went crazy, did she?
Yes, it could look at me and then all at once it started going berserk.
Did you do anything to make her angry?
I did nothing more than simply glare at it from the visitor's corridor.
She glared at Orla, and that's what caused her to go berserk?
Objection!
The reason the defenders went mad is not the issue here. Only what she did once she entered that state.
In any case, the killer whale began behaving wildly in front of my very eyes, and then...
Hold it!
So you're saying you saw the very moment of the victim's death?
Which is exactly what I'm saying. My word was simply
I
tremendous.
suppose for a writer that would be pretty terrifying.
I witnessed the killer whale's horrific act, and I knew I had to do something, so...
Hold it!
Why were the police the first ones you contacted?
I was afraid if I told the aquarium staff, they might try to cover it up. Of course, I immediately told aquarium security after my call to the police. I believe I deserve praise for my swift decision-making skills under pressure.
Mr. Plume is the most assertive witness I've ever seen.
We'd better do our best to look like big-shot lawyers if we want to match her intensity.
Mr. Plume,
I suppose it was unrealistic to expect big shot from Mr. Wright.
how fitting for a small fry to praise a big shot. How about cutting this small fry some slack, you big meanies? The important thing here is, did she really see the moment of the murder?
You're raring to go, aren't you, Mr. Wright? I see it in your eyes and in your heart.
I guess I really am a lawyer at heart. I have to present something, I guess.
Objection!
That is not the cause of death. It would seem that you are mistaken, Mr. Plume.
I beg your pardon.
The autopsy report does indeed say death thought to be a result of orca attack, but the actual cause of death is contusion from head trauma, not being bitten.
What? But I'm sure the victim was bitten.
I don't believe that can be true. The security footage doesn't show anything of the kind.
Objection!
Just as I suspected. I knew you would pick at the footage behind. Fortunately for you, the footage you saw was only one small part. Huh? Yesterday, after I decided to take this case to trial, I re-reviewed all of the evidence. Tucker, the evidence I gave to you for safekeeping. Guess that Hulk is higher up on the pecking order than Fulbright and Blackwell's book.
Very well, let's view the footage. What's this? The orca is biting the victim.
No way!
I have to say that this appears to be very damning evidence.
No, I can't believe Orla really bit him.
There is more. Look at this. This photograph was taken while the body was being examined.
There seems to be strange bruise on the victim's right wrist.
The crime lab examined the bruise and calculated its relevance to the case at hand. What's important right now is evidence that points to the Orca as the killer. Look at the left side of the body. See the Orca's tooth marks on the victim's clothes.
Yes, they do appear to suggest that she did, in fact, bite the victim.
I told you so. And then the killer whale swam up towards the surface with the victim in its mouth.
Objection!
However, in the autopsy report, the cause of death is contusion from head trauma.
Objection!
You are much too impetuous, Dodo. Granted, Walker biting the victim was not the cause of death. The witness was mistaken about that.
Then what explanation is there for what the witness saw?
Did I not say in the beginning? The Walker toyed with the victim mercilessly.
My goodness.
After killing the victim, the defendant swam around with his dead body in her mouth. Just like any other predator toying with his prey. Ugh.
Mr. Wright, the hearts of the people in the gallery are suddenly filled with fear of Orla.
So the defendant bit the victim after she had killed him. But if that's the case, then we must still figure out how the defendant killed the victim. Prosecutor Blackwell, do you have a sound theory to give this court?
I would be standing here if I could prove whether the Orca's heart was black or white.
But Orla is black and white. Her body, I mean.
Athena, please try not to provoke Prosecutor Blackwell. This witness also observed the actual moment of the murder. Think back, word mistress. Think back to what you observed before the Orca bit the victim.
Ah, I see what you're driving at. So, that was the moment of the murder, was it?
Now, explain it in a way that even these simpletons can understand.
There you go again, ordering me around. Stop that this instant. But whatever, I don't mind telling my story. I saw the killer whale before it toyed with the body as well. I saw it the moment it killed the victim by headbutting him.
Orla killed the victim by headbutting him?
That's right. It ran the victim over and over again.
Recall that the autopsy report stated that there were bruises all over his body. Recall as well how persistent the defendant can be when she's attacking her prey.
We all just saw the killer whale head-butting the victim in the footage, don't forget.
That footage backs up Mr. Plume's testimony. There's also something very important it does not show.
Now do you see what a menace this killer whale is?
Objection!
I'm sorry, but I can't allow your testimony to stand unchallenged. Looking at this footage, the orca certainly seems to be headbutting something. But you'll note that that something is not the victim.
Oh, what?
I want to look away, but I can't. Even if it was the victim, you couldn't have seen him from where you were, could you?
What? Oh, well, I suppose not.
Mr. Plume, did you actually witness the victim getting headbutted by the defendant?
Ah, let's see. Oh, I remember now. As I recall, a rock in the shape of a skull was obstructing my view.
So are you admitting that you couldn't see the victim?
Yes, I suppose I am. However, immediately after the headbutting, the victim came floating up. He came up from behind a skull-shaped rock, and his body was all limp. What else could I think except that the killer whale was headbutting the victim?
Objection!
But if you didn't actually see the moment of the attack itself, then it's pure conjecture.
Objection!
Ugh. Must I do everything around here?
How dare you speak so rudely to me?
There's no need for hysterics. Clear your mind and recall how you reached your conclusion. Though you couldn't see what the orca was attacking, you didn't need to, did you? Because you knew she was behaving exactly as she had only 1 year prior.
Oh, 1 year ago.
That's right, yes, that's it. That's how I knew the killer whale was headbutting the victim.
I'm sorry, but could someone explain what happened a year ago? If you must know, a very similar incident occurred only last year, in which the defendant murdered her trainer.
What? Yorker murdered her trainer, you say?
What? Is this really true? This is not looking good for us. It's all in this book.
That book, The Killer Whale. That's Mr. Plume's latest work. I was just thinking of picking that up.
Last year, the defendant killed her trainer in the middle of a show. Yorker headbutted and begged the victim.
Same thing she's accused of in this case.
Guilty, I say. I never want to go to the beach again.
No, now everyone's even more convinced that Orla did it.
We were doing so well, but now everyone in the room has a bad impression of Orla. I don't want to think she did it, but it's hard to keep on believing in somebody who can't even tell me her side.
Phoenix, Athena, you gotta believe in Orla. There's no way she killed anybody. You gotta save her, please, I'm begging you.
Sasha, what am I doing down in my client like this? This is the time to be strong.
I believe in Orla, and I'm ready to fight for our clients. I'll take everybody in this courtroom on if I have to.
Don't you worry, Sasha. We won't give up on Orla. We'll defend her to the very end.
Thank you. Thank you, both of you.
We are Orla's lawyers. Who else but us can save her? We can't give up on her now.
For an instant there, you were afraid of the Yorker, weren't you, right, Donor? When you saw the photograph of the victim from a year ago, you turned paler than me.
It saw right through me.
It's obvious you have neither the guts nor the determination to defend the Yorker.
It's true that Orla can't speak, and I don't know her faults. But there's a certain someone who believes in Orla with all her heart. I respect the trust she has in Orla, so I'm willing to believe in Orla too.
What do you know about orcas? Nothing, that's what. So allow me to fill you in. Do you have any idea why orcas are also called killer whales? Because they are cunning and merciless predators that hunt to kill even true whales.
The killer whales really are killers. What terrifying creatures indeed.
And I can't bear to hear any more rubbish as trusting a killer. Can you hurt your boldness?
No matter what you say, I will continue to believe. I don't give up that easily, you know.
Dullard, you don't know when to give up, do you? Very well, I shall give you a chance to prove just how determined you are. Witness, spare no quarter and lay the full truth on you.
Oh, but of course, that is what I do after all.
Possibly to Blackpool, what will you have the witness testify about?
I shall have her testify about what she saw and what she heard.
What she heard?
Very well, Mr. Plume, please tell the court what you saw and what you heard.
Killer whale's behaviour was exactly the same as a year ago. As I approached the pool, the killer whale suddenly started singing. I was calm when I saw it start to headbutt, but when the pirate hat and victim came floating up, I let out a scream.
The orca displayed the same behaviour as during the incident a year ago.
That's right. Those weren't just simple cries, it was singing. As I approached the pool, the killer whale suddenly started singing. It kept headbutting while it sang the swashbuckler spectacular song. That's right, it was singing the same song it sang in the aquarium stage show back then. It was singing while it was headbutting. Oh, it was perfectly horrible.
I don't see a single obvious inconsistency in this testimony. It's clear I won't be able to take her apart with evidence alone.
Mr. Wright, now would be a good time to put my skills to work. It's time to show what analytical psychology can really do.
You seem pretty confident. Let me guess, you notice a contradiction between her testimony and her emotions.
You bet I did. And once we expose it, we just might be able to crack her. No, scratch that. Make it, we'll definitely be able to.
Then let's give your knowledge of analytical psychology a try.
You got it, boss. The complete analysis of Mr. Plume's heart coming right up.
Okay, she was not calm. She was less scared when the victim came.
Got it!
Mr. Plume, Orla really frightened you with her headbutting, didn't she?
Don't be absurd. I certainly was not frightened by the likes of any killer whale. It must have been something else that scared her then, boss. However, I do remember being very afraid for some reason while it was doing that. Sounds like maybe you saw something we haven't discussed yet. Take your time and try to remember what it was. What did you see?
This is practically turning into a counselling session.
I saw something. Oh! Ah! I remember now! Okay, good. Now if you could please tell the court what you saw. I saw bright red blood. Killer whales running towards the victim to bleed. There was a great deal of blood. What? Yes, that's it. That's why I was so shocked. That's when I knew that a killer whale had just killed a person for a second time.
Well, that was a very compelling statement indeed. Looking at this again, it does appear to be something that could be a cloud of blood.
So her terror was a reaction to the blood, was it? That would certainly explain what happened yesterday. Please take a look at this blood-stained coin.
Ew! Cease and desist at once. What kind of man shows a lady blood?
She doesn't have to get so worked hard.
I was badly injured during an interview once. Ever since then, I've been terrified of blood. The very sight of it dreadfully upsets my delicate sensibilities.
This is a bad turn. Mr. Plume saw blood. You know, does that mean Orla really did attack the victim?
It would appear the orcas are even more vicious than I am. So, how does it feel to be thoroughly ramped by your own cross-examination? I don't know.
What do we do now, boss?
That testimony was not at all what I wanted to hear.
Wait a minute. There's still some discord left in Mr. Plume's heart.
What? You mean there's more?
Yes, but there's no telling what it is. It could be something even more damaging.
Is there anything left of our case damage? Well, whatever it is, we have to face it head on. Athena, you believe in Orla, right? If so, there's no reason for us to shy away from the truth.
Yeah, you're right.
I know we can handle the truth, whatever it is, so let's delve a little deeper.
You've got it, boss.
Got it!
Yeah, I was thinking that last time, like, why is she less scared? Huh? Her fear appears to lessen here at this statement. Mr. Plume, weren't you afraid when you saw the victim with blood coming out of him?
My, that's a very good question. I was shaken after witnessing a murder, yes, but then the blood seemed to disappear.
Disappear? And why do you suppose that was?
Simple, it was because of the pirate hat. After the killer whale put the hat on, the cloud of blood disappeared.
Objection!
And how exactly does that work?
How should I know? I'm just telling you what I remember, Blue Boy.
Wait a minute. From who was this blood that Mr. Plume saw actually coming from?
Take that!
Consider this. Maybe the one who was bleeding wasn't the victim.
Beg your pardon? What kind of ridiculous nonsense is that? There was no one else in the pool besides the victim.
I wouldn't say there was no one else. It is an orca pool after all.
What? Then where is this alleged injury on the defendant?
I'm not sure, but if simply wearing the pirate hat made the blood disappear, then the blood must have been coming from somewhere on Orla's head.
What?
The orca's head? What are you prattling on about now?
Please think about it again, Mr. Plume. Think about what you really saw. That is... The one who was bleeding was not the victim, but the killer whale. I remember now. There wasn't any blood coming from the victim after all.
Analytical psychology got what we needed from her. That was a huge help, Athena. It was also pretty dicey for a while, though.
Well, this is a surprise. The blood the witness saw was the defendant, not the victim.
That is correct. And since there was no blood coming from the victim, there's only one thing we can conclude. That what Mr. Plume witnessed was not the moment of the murder as she claims.
Objection!
And I thought you were not. Oh my god, my voice broke.
Puberty!
I thought you were unarmed, but it turns out you were concealing a sword all along. Nevertheless, it is far too dull to cut the bone.
Meaning?
I grant that what the witness saw was not the victim's blood, but it proves nothing. After all, being rammed doesn't always result in a wound that bleeds, does it? Death from internal hemorrhaging is also a possibility. He has a point there. If you wish to challenge me to a duel, you will need a sharper blade than that, Dono. I demand evidence that proves the witness did not see the moment of the murder.
Ugh, there must be something. Think, Phoenix. If I'm correct, then the victim's death occurred before. If the victim was already dead when Orlod started her headbutting, then that would mean he died sometime before Mr. Plume was watching her. The events Mr. Plume witnessed took place around 10 a.m. There must be something that can tell us about what happened after 10 a.m. After 10:10. Oh, before. All I can think of is the calendar.
Take that!
Oops. I'm not sure that's really related to what Mr. Plume did or didn't witness. But you're not sure, right?
No, it can be sure it's quite unrelated.
Yes.
Quite.
Ouch, I guess we can be. The events Mr. Plume witnessed took place around 10:10. I must have something that can tell us about what happened before 10:10. What happened before 10:10? There's literally nothing. I'm so confused. What happened before 10:10? Maybe there's something in the footage. I don't know. We've only seen the footage from 10:09 to 10:10, which means there's still footage going further back that we need to check. So I have to present evidence that I don't even have really. Your Honor, I request that all of the security footage be played for the court. All of the footage. Oh shit! I forgot his voice.
All of the footage.
Mr. Plume witnessed the cloud of blood at around 10:10, but I believe the victim was already dead by that time.
So your assertion is that the murder took place before Mr. Plume arrived.
Exactly. The security camera footage starts at 10 a.m. when the aquarium opened. And I believe there is vital evidence in the 10 minutes before.
You are quite the gambling man, right, Dono? Are you honestly willing to risk everything on those mere 10 minutes?
I've bet on slimmer chances before, but when he puts it out there... My boss is no coward, Prosecutor Blackville, so I suggest you get ready to eat humble pie. Uh-oh. I can't back down now.
Well, if the defence has that confidence in its importance, Prosecutor Blackpool, the security footage.
Fulbright.
Roger. I'll have the rest of the security footage right here. Very well, please wait for the court.
Please, please have something for me.
This is what it looked like at 10:10 a.m. The witness can be seen here. All right, I'll just back the footage up to the beginning now. It appears Mr. Prim hasn't arrived yet at this point.
Let's see if I can find something from before this point in time. Is that it?
Yep, that's all the footage there is. Well, Mr. White, did you see what we were looking for?
We got nothing.
Well, I don't know. Those were 10 minutes you placed your bet on. Did you see anything of significance?
Did I see anything important? I'd better think about this carefully. In the footage we see something important. Oh wait, no.
Take that!
There's I wanted to say there's... What's so important we see is that there's nothing there. Importance is subjective, Your Honour.
Yes, that's a decision to sign a penalty is subjective.
Ugh, wait a minute. What if something that should be in the footage isn't there? That's what I meant. We can see nothing of importance in the footage.
Just as I thought. You're right about that. That section was completely meaningless. It doesn't show a thing. That's why I didn't submit it as evidence.
Objection!
No, it's just the opposite.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
In the 10 minutes of footage, something important that should be there isn't there. Detective Fulbright, this footage should have been submitted as evidence.
What? Are you questioning the way I carry out my duty to justice? Mr. Wright, explain yourself, please. What is the important thing that you say should be in the video but isn't?
The dead body.
Take that!
The important thing we should see in the footage is the victim himself, Jack Shipley. I don't know about you, but I didn't see him get in the pool in that footage.
Oh! No, that's right.
If the victim is not shown entering the pool in this footage, it means that he must have been there by the skull rock during those 10 minutes. But no human being can hold their breath underwater for that long.
Wait a minute, are you saying...
When their security camera started at 10 AM, the victim was already dead.
What? Order in the court. If that's the case, then when was the victim murdered?
I don't know, Your Honour, but we now know it had to be sometime before 10 AM. Therefore, the footage can no longer be called decisive evidence against my client.
But there is no one else who could...
Oh shit, that's not his voice.
There is no one else who could have killed the victim.
Not necessarily. The defence believes that the true culprit may have been human. And we have evidence to back up our theory as well.
Do you now?
I would be very interested in seeing this evidence. The defence's trump card, the thing that we found during our investigation yesterday. I wouldn't go so far as to call it decisive, but now's the time to play it.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Please look at
Please,
Please submit some evidence. What evidence shows the crime may have been committed by you?
Take that!
this penny.
What's this, a coin?
Yes, a fake coin used in the Aquarium's pirate show. We found it beside the pool. This coin is quite possibly the real murder weapon.
This tiny little coin is the murder weapon? Mr. Wright, if this is another one of your bluffs.
As they say, on a presentation, they're less confident the solicitor. This is no bluff, and this isn't the only coin. There are 300 of these coins in all, weighing a total of about 7 pounds. This one just happens to have blood on it. Did you have the blood analysed to see who it is? Not yet.
but there were coins scattered all around the body, and the victim had a head wound. Taking these into account, I believe it has to be the victim's blood. So, to put it together, we have about 7 pounds of coins by the side of the pool. One of them with a blood stain on it. I think the answer is pretty clear here. Your Honour, the defence proposes that the victim was killed beside the pool.
Side of the pool? If the murder took place there, it would be difficult to say the orca did it.
I realise you are trying to defend your client, but that theory is preposterous. How could 300 coins possibly be made to hit someone all at once?
It'd be pretty easy if they were in a bag or something of that nature.
And so where's this bag the coins were in?
Fortunately, Your Honour, we recovered nothing of the sort from the scene. It's possible the culprit took it with them.
They took it?
True culprit used the coins as a blunt instrument to commit murder. Then they threw the body into the pool before the security cameras started up. Then they left, taking the bag the coins were in with them. They got rid of the evidence that points to a human culprit to pin the blame on Orla.
That was brilliant, Mr. Wright. You found a way to introduce the possibility of a human perpetrator.
Yeah, somehow. Let's hope my luck holds out. I wonder why Prosecutor Blackwell hasn't said anything.
Possibility of a perpetrator other than the defendant has now been suggested. If we hold this possibility to be true, then what is the Plume witness?
That's right. I saw the killer whale shot.
What the fuck?
I saw the killer whale attack the victim,
I don't know why I said shark.
just like it did a year ago, singing a song. I guess there's still that. Even when somebody else is the culprit, Orla's behaviour still seems pretty bizarre. I wonder why she was doing the same thing she did a year ago.
But is it really that bizarre?
What do you mean?
To explain the inexplicable, all we have to do is turn our thinking around.
Turn our thinking around, huh? Sounds good to me.
Time to give it the old turn my thinking around method a try. Instead of trying to figure out why Orla did the same thing she did a year ago, I should consider the results that were produced by her behaviour this time around. Orla sang a song, did some headbutts, and bit the victim. The real culprit wanted to shift the suspicion onto Orla, then they would have needed to give people a reason to think Orla did it in the first place.
Mr. Wright, as her lawyer, how do you explain I's actions?
I believe we should think of it in this way, Your Honour. What kind of effect did Orla's actions have on the case?
Very well. Why don't you explain it for the court? How do the defendant's actions affect the case?
Mr. Plume focused her attention on the orca pool because she heard the song. The orca's act of singing the song created a witness.
Created a witness?
Isn't it possible that fabricating a witness two things? She saw Orla headbutt something over and over, and she saw the orca bite the victim. Those two actions of Orla might have been the real culprit's plot to make the witness think the orca was attacking the victim.
Are you saying that the defendant was being manipulated by the true perpetrator?
Exactly, and that would also explain Orla's actions perfectly.
The defendant is an orca. Is it even possible to manipulate her?
Yes, there is a way to manipulate Orla's behaviour with diffs.
Take that!
Is this a whistle?
Yes, Your Honour. The trainers at the aquarium use whistles to issue commands to Orla. But in truth, anyone can do it, provided they know the right signals.
Oh, that must be how they get Orla to do tricks when it shows.
The true culprit hid the body in a spot that couldn't be seen from the visitor's corridor. Then, when Mr. Plume appeared, they gave Orla the commands. In other words, Orla was manipulated by the victim, the culprit, not the victim, to perform a series of tricks.
What?
And, as for you, Mr. Plume, you were manipulated by the true culprit to play the part of the witness.
I, Norma de Plume, was set up? I, Norma de Plume, writer extraordinaire, was used? No! No!
Mr. Plume, please do something about your attire.
Ugh, that was one wardrobe malfunction I did not want to see.
It would appear we need to shift our suspicion towards someone other than Orla. Prosecutor Blackwell, please have the bloodstain coin analysed.
You waste your breath. I guess even Prosecutor Blackwell can't refute the possibility of a human suspect.
You did it, boss. The crime happened besides the pool. It must have been an orca.
What the?
There's no way an orca could have done it.
Now, if only we could find the bag of the coins we're in.
In light of the new discovery, it would appear that the walker couldn't have done it.
Exactly, Your Honor. If the blood on the coin proves to be that of the victim, we can unequivocally overturn Orla's accusation. Oh. Overturn the defendant's accusation. I think not.
Ah! My hair! My beautiful hair!
Yesterday, a new inmate was brought into prison. He said the moment you relax is when you're most vulnerable.
What did this man go in for?
He is merely a sneaky thief who enjoys a spot of fishing now and again. But right dono here would be easier to hook than any other fish. That hook sure does love the judge's head. They have the bag.
What's this? The coin from before and some sort of bag?
Bag? I don't think I'm gonna like this. This is the coin bag, the 300 coins we're in. I believe you were looking for this?
How did you get that?
I never said we would find it at the crime scene. The bag had blood on it, so naturally I had it sent to the crime lab. And does the blood belong to the victim? It does indeed, as does the blood on the coin. I knew it, so the blood on the coin did belong to the victim. The bag was open and the coins had spilled out. The bag alone wasn't proof enough to say that it was used as the murder weapon. However, thanks to the defense and their coin, I'm more than satisfied that it was.
Prosecutor Blackwell, are you conceding that the true culprit committed the murder with the bag of coins?
I shall concede that the victim was put into the pool after his death. However, even with the bag, it doesn't change the fact that it was the orca that killed the victim. What? How can you still suspect Orla? You said the true culprit manipulated Orla's behaviour, but Orla isn't the kind of orca that would let someone control him. If anything, Orla used the victim's behaviour against him to murder him.
What?
But are you arguing that the orca manipulated a human being?
Prove it, I've summoned another witness. Marlon Rhymes. Take the stand. Marlon Rhymes is a witness? Well, don't just stand there. State your name. I told you I didn't want to be a witness. I thought one witness would be quite enough to prove the defendant's guilt. But apparently Right Dono won't be satisfied until every stone is turned. Oh, son of a... Alright, fine. I gotta talk. Let's get this over with. Mr. Rhymes doesn't seem like a willing witness. I wonder what Prosecutor Blackwell was going to have him testify about.
So could we have your name and occupation for the record, witness?
Ahoy! Yo! Yo! Yo-ho! People of the law, time to test of cleaning and feeding. There ain't no end. But them Friday kids' tools I shall transcend. New animal keeper from the house of rhymes. I'm the master keeper, Marlon with the rhymes.
Oh my, I'm afraid I couldn't understand a word you said. Is that flip-flop music people lit nowadays?
So close, Your Honour. So close, and yet so far.
Please proceed with your testimony, witness, without the flip-flop.
Okay, fine. I don't want to do this, I tell ya. I feel like I'm setting Sasha out. At about 10:10, I was in the staff room. Heard a loud noise from the pool room, so I went to the door to look in. Couldn't see this captain or the orca, but I saw a bunch of coins scattered around. The orca knows there's a certain spot people stand to play volleyball with her. I think maybe she knocked down the stuff that was piled up there and hit the captain. So that gives us a little more info about the area around the orca pool. The defendant made the stuff fall down, overturned crates and assaulted pot props were scattered all over the pool room floor. There is no doubt that it was the orca that caused the mess.
Could she really have done that from within the pool?
As I said, the orca is the only one that could have performed such a feat. The pool and its room were tidied the night before, including its various odds and ends. But when our rhyming Marlin took a look-see, over 400 pounds of props had fallen. To move it all in one go could challenge even the brawny prisoner in the cell next to mine. What is he, the jail gossip? So, how did 400 pounds of items fall all at once? I'll tell you how. The orca pulled the cloth that was underneath them. A weight that would have been all but impossible for a human to move. It was child's play to an orca. During a friendly game of volleyball, the defendant made the crates fall, and the bag of coins that was among the items fell on the victim's head and killed him. The orca then toyed with the victim's body underwater, which is what Mr. Plume saw.
Objection!
But the witness only said he heard a loud noise. That doesn't automatically make it the sound of Orla making the items fall. Also, why did you only look in the pool? What? Why did you only look in on the pool room anyway, Mr. Rhymes? That orca sometimes makes a loud noise, says Summoner Trainer. But I'm still a newbie, so I don't have a security card to get into the pool room yet. So even if she tries to summon somebody, there ain't much I can do about it.
I see, so the witness couldn't enter the crime scene.
Objection!
If Mr. Rhymes couldn't enter the room, there's at least one thing he can't be sure about. The statement that the orca was playing volleyball was purely speculation.
Silence!
Whether the orca was actually playing volleyball or not is not the issue. Traces of the orca's saliva were found on the cloth that was underneath the crates. The important point is the orca was the only one that could have moved the items. Ugh, I have to discredit that statement somehow. If I don't, it means Orla was the culprit, even if the victim died besides the pool.
Hold it!
She uses this wand as a spike, right? We had a nice little demonstration of Orla's spike for ourselves just yesterday. You stand on the mark on the floor and the orca spikes the ball at you. Tucker's good at flying straight at his target as well, as I see plenty of targets right here in this room.
Everybody's so busy protecting their head they forgot about the trial.
Including you. Tell him what the defendant caused to happen. Well, the orca knows people will stand in a certain spot for volleyball. I think maybe she knocked down the stuff that was piled up there and hit the captain.
Hold it!
Are you saying you think she knocked down the items on purpose? I don't want to believe in myself, but that orca's pretty smart. It'd be easy for her to pull the cloth the stuff was on while she was playing volleyball. Orcas are really strong. One good pull and all those things would come crashing down. I guess maybe an orca could be strong enough to make that much stuff fall. Well, I've never seen an orca play tug-of-war myself. But the fact is, this one did. The traces of the orca saliva found on the cloth prove it. How long do you plan to walk tightrope on those shaky theories of yours? Wait until you see me do acrobatics. Moments like these are where I become a lawyer. What? Moments like these are when... This line is not that hard. Moments like these are what I became a lawyer again for. I don't know why, but Mr. Rhymes is lying. I'm afraid I have to expose that secret he and Pearls were keeping to resolve this.
Objection!
Oh yeah. You say you were in the staff room, but is that really true? Of course it's true. Why would I lie about a thing like that? Mr. Rhymes, have you ever seen this calendar before? Hey, that's... I see you recognize it. Yeah, that's the rifle calendar. It's a big hit at Ship-Shape Aquarium gift shop. Thank you for shopping at Ship-Shape.
Mr. Rhymes, please refrain from scattering fish around the witness stand.
Not to worry, your boldness, Tucker will have them cleaned up in no time.
I guess that bird comes in handy now and again.
All right, Mr. Wright, we have all seen your cute souvenir. Now, if you wouldn't mind.
No, Your Honor, this isn't my calendar. It was originally the witness's, but it came into the possession of a certain young lady. What? Mr. Rhymes and this young lady first met each other in the food prep room. After a mishap, their calendars got switched around. They ran into each other about 10 a.m. in the food prep room, so clearly the witness was not in the staff room. In other words, there's no way he could have heard the noise in the pool room upstairs.
Ah, what's this? This is the first I'm hearing about any calendar.
That's because Mr. Rhymes and Pearls were keeping it a secret.
You lie to me? This transgression will not go unpunished. Ah. So, Mr. Rhymes, you didn't hear the noise of the equipment falling after all, did you?
Okay, I admit it. I didn't hear the sound in the orca pool room myself. Somebody told me about it. Who told you about it? It was, unless you tell the truth, Mr. Rhymes, I can't save Orla. And I'm sure you know how sad that would make Miss Buckler. I heard about it from Sasha. What? From Miss Buckler? But that doesn't make any sense. What is going on here?
Now, it's the trainer's own word that drove the orca into a corner. As you like being bitten by your own client, Mr. Blackdono.
Ugh, I certainly didn't see this coming.
What perfect timing. There was something I wanted to ask Miss Buckler about the orca. The prosecution calls the trainer, Miss Sasha Buckler, to the stand. Yes, I suppose it would be a good idea to hear what the orca's trainer has to say.
I don't know what Sasha's going to say, but I'll just have to meet it head on, whatever it is.
We will take a 20-minute recess while a witness is summoned.
Mr. Wright, are you going to cross-examine Miss Sasha? I guess I'll have to ask her about the noise from the stuff falling down. Right. Mr. Rhymes, why did you lie? I didn't want Sasha to have to appear in court. I thought if anybody had to testify, I should be the one to do it for her. Why would you go to all those names? Did you see the entry for the 20th on that calendar? The note about meeting the captain at the orca pool? Yeah, I found the calendar in the net room. I think it's probably Sasha's. What? Then that means... I guess it does look more like a woman's calendar than a man's. I didn't want suspicion to fall on Sasha. Mr. Wright, gotta go back to the aquarium to look after the orca in Sasha's place. I'll be rooting for ya on the other end of the TV phone. Please take care of Sasha. Okay, we can't let Prosecutor Blackwell get the best of us. It's time to refocus. You're right. After all, we're the only ones who can save Orla. Again, you waste your breath. My name be Sasha, and I be one of Captain Orla's swashbucklers. I come to rescue me bucko from the false charges put on her by Dread Pirate Nostache. Nostache? I guess Nostache refers to Prosecutor Blackwell this time. Well, it can't be the judge. He has a moustache. And a full beard. Now then, Captain Judge, shall we begin the pirate court?
Captain Judge? I rather like that. It makes me feel like a salty old sea dog.
Insane. How was that for self-intro?
Court is not a show. State your full name and occupation.
I'm Sasha Buckler. I work at Shape Shape Aquarium. I perform in our Swashbuckler Spectacular Pirate Show alongside Orla as her trainer.
Well, you seem like a different person now.
You really think so? Thanks. I was in my pirate show persona just then. Prosecutor Blackwell said I could introduce myself in any way I like. I bet money he didn't think you were going to do it like that.
What would a witness testify about?
We'll report about hearing the noise that caused the victim's death. Now wait just a minute. Sure, Orla uses the ball to break props sometimes. She even spiked the ball at the giant octopus's leg yesterday when I was cleaning.
So Orla was the one who broke that leg, huh?
And she couldn't have knocked down that huge sack of equipment with her little ball.
I thought you were paying attention to the trial over the telecast. But you apparently know nothing of what we have been discussing. You knocked down the equipment by pulling out the cloth that was underneath it. No one said anything about the orca knocking it down with a ball.
What? Is that what we're talking about? I came in here to get Prosecutor Nostash a good keel hauling. But I'm the one getting the cat o' nine tails. Oh, he's vicious as a tiger shark. Miss Buckler, just focus on your testimony and you'll be alright. Don't worry, we'll take care of that tiger shark for you. Thank you, Athena. Okay, I can do this. My testimony will be phenomenal.
All right, Miss Buckler, please receive your testimony.
Phenomenal.
I admit I heard the Orla summoning me with a loud noise. The aquarium's guest scream I heard over the walkie-talkie was more urgent. I talked to Norma the Plume first and then went to the pool room with the security guard. The equipment was everywhere and the captain was lying in the middle of it all.
Her story doesn't seem to be much different from Marlon Rhymes' testimony.
Or does it? Circumstances are different. The actual order of Orla's actions depend on the order the witness heard the two noises. If she heard the scream first, the prosecution's claims don't stand up.
Objection!
Fortunately for you, she doesn't remember the order of what she heard. She doesn't?
I was distracted at the time, so I don't really recall which one I heard first. I was lost in thought until the guard brought me back to myself. Sorry I'm no help.
As long as the order remains unclear, I shall not alter the prosecution's claims. After killing the victim with the barrel of coins, the orca toyed with the body in the water. I have to turn things around here somehow. Unless I can prove the sound Sasha heard was not the sound of the victim's murder, Blackwell's claim that Orla pulled down the equipment to kill the victim will stand. If I want to save Orla, I have to find a contradiction, no matter how small.
Very well. Your cross-examination, please, Mr. Wright.
Hold it!
What do you recall about the scene exactly? I don't remember much, to be honest. I was in total shock from seeing a captain like that. If you asked me something specific, I might be able to remember though.
Specific questions, huh? Okay, let's see. What should I ask her about? Could you tell me more about the things that were scattered around?
They were equipment and props for the new show.
The new show?
Yeah, we were supposed to debut a brand new Swashbuckler Spectacular yesterday. We already defeated the giant octopus and Nose Stash after all. We were going to have a new nemesis, Red Stash. He's on the flyer. Oh, that's the flyer rifle was distributing. Who will obtain the gold hit coins hidden in the skull rug? Oh, I wish it could be me. Leave it to you, Athena, to know all about it. Orla's even got some new tricks for the new show.
So all the stuff that fell down was for the new show, is that it?
That's right. A bunch of props and crates and other equipment stacked up.
Your Honour, for the record, I'd like that information added to the witness's testimony.
Very well, Miss Buckler, please append what you just said to your testimony.
Sure thing.
What's the new show everywhere? Red Swamp.
Objection!
Oops. This piece of evidence exposes the witness's lie.
Does in what way?
It does indeed expose something. The defence's boneheadedness. There's nothing untoward about what evidence. That evidence, no matter how you bust up. I agree. There's nothing compelling in that evidence.
I'm definitely losing the judge's confidence in me here.
Hold it!
These props from the new show, what kind of things were they? Blow up Dolphin and Anchor and Red Slash's costume, the bag of coins, stuff like that. The captain was wearing his usual costume and the new props were all there. Wait a minute, something about that doesn't seem right. Is there a problem with Sasha's testimony? I guess so, if he just said it. You say the captain was wearing his usual costume, but is that completely accurate? Come on, Phoenix, what are you nitpicking my testimony for? If we look at the body, we can see that there's a discrepancy between that and your statement. You stated that the victim was wearing his usual costume. But you'll notice that the victim was wearing a red scarf around his neck. I imagine this red scarf is part of the costume for the pirate show.
Oh, you're right. It's written here right in the flyer for the new show. Featuring the dashing red stars with a fluttering red scarf.
Although I have to say, it just looks like a red scarf was added to his old costume. Yeah, well, the captain was never one to spend much money on costumes. But, you know, the captain wasn't wearing that red scarf. In the photo, I believe I see a red scarf. Yeah, but it's not wrapped around his neck. It's just draped on top of his neck. That red scarf was packed away with the rest of the new show's equipment. It must have fallen on top of the captain when the equipment fell down. Oh, I see.
The second discrepancy wasn't really a discrepancy after all.
So the scarf doesn't have anything to do with the case? There's something about the timing of the stuff falling that bothers me. Hold on, the timing of the stuff falling, the timing... Maybe my theory has been all wrong from the beginning. Maybe the bag of coins isn't the murder weapon. So your last cross-examination ends in failure as well. You should know that such a feeble slash will never hurt me. As I said, the orca made the equipment fall and then toyed with the body in the water.
Objection!
I'm sorry, Prosecutor Blackwell, but based on the circumstances at hand, the defendant couldn't have dragged the body into the water after the equipment fell. And why, pray tell, is that? Oh, I'll tell you alright. If my theory's been wrong, then I'll just have to fix it.
Yes, Mr. Wright, please should tell the report. What indicates that the body was not dragged into the water after the items fell?
Take that!
Scarf. This red scarf fell at the same time as the bag of coins. But if the body was dragged into the pool after the bag of coins fell, then the red scarf wouldn't still be on top of the body.
What?
In other words, the victim was already dead when the equipment came crashing down. Therefore, the bag of coins that fell with the red scarf was not the murder weapon.
Silence!
But it was the defense who claimed the bag of coins was the murder weapon to begin with. Well, yes, that's true. Do you intend to abandon your original argument? After hearing this testimony, I realised my theory about the murder weapon was wrong. Please recall the facts we have learned so far. It's the fact that what all of it was the victim's dead body.
After all, when we saw the victim on the security footage, he was already dead.
But then, Orla carried the victim's body to the side of the pool, and then knocked down the equipment for the new pirate show that was piled up there. Maybe Orla was trying to alert humans to the victim's condition. If Orla knocked the items down on the victim after he was already dead, then it means the defendant didn't kill the victim with those items.
But that's preposterous. Even still, your argument is lacking. If neither the orca's headbutting nor the bag of coins were the manner of death, then how do you propose the victim was killed? Very good point. The defense now abandoning its original theory. Then we would need a new theory as to what the murder weapon was.
Ugh. Alright. I doubt I have no clue would go over well. Alright, let's go over what we still need to find out about the victim's body. What we don't know is how he died and why his body was at the bottom. Both of these things at once. How did the victim's body sink to the bottom of the pool? On a diagram, it's easy enough to move the body to the bottom of the pool, but in real life, the water would just cause the body to float. Right, hold on, water? Okay, then what if we flip that around? What if there was no water, then the body would go right down in an instant? So could the real manner of death be... Thanks for the great hint, Avima. What? I helped you and I didn't even know it.
Your Honor, I think we know the real manner of the victim's death.
I think won't do, Mr. White. I expect a clear answer. Now then, what was the real manner of Jack Shipley's death?
What's the manner of death that moved the victim to the pool in an instant? Please take a look at this diagram of the orca pool. If there was no water in this pool, then it would be very easy to move the victim's body to the bottom of the pool.
He would drop straight down. Oh my, could that be the true manner of death?
The orca pool was about 65 feet deep. If the victim were to go from the top of the pool to the bottom when there was no water, then he would, without question, have fallen to his death.
Death from a fall? And that's your answer?
It all makes perfect sense. If he fell, that would explain the signs of blunt force trauma all over the body too.
The culprit pushed the victim into the pool when there was no water in it. After doing something to keep the body from floating up, they filled the pool with water. The pool water washed away any signs of blood so no one would realise that he fell.
Surprisingly, that actually made sense. Order in the court. I'm just as surprised as you are, but I must have order. Falling was the manner of death, and does that mean the defendant's behaviour was the result of being manipulated by the true culprit as the defence claimed?
Yes, it would have to be. What needs to be explained now is how the real culprit commanded Orla. Miss Butler, is there a way to instruct Orla to bite someone?
What kind of trick would that be? Of course not.
Then could you tell us about tricks Orla does know?
Well, there's jumping, dancing, and playing volleyball. And she can spin, do the rock and roll trick, and sing the Swashbuckler Spectacular song.
Those sound like pretty nice tricks, but I doubt they relate to the case.
She's also practicing 2 new top secret tricks. There's the human rocket, where she shoots somebody up into the air. And then there's the lifesaver trick, where she brings a drowning person to the surface. Hey, one of those top secret tricks might have something to do with your case. Which of these tricks sound relevant?
So in the lifesaver trick, Orla brings a drowning person to the surface, correct?
You got it! You caught it! Orla's still learning how to hold someone gently in her mouth. So she sometimes bites into their clothes, but she never hurt a person's skin. She brings a drowning person to the surface? Then that must be it! The killer whale swam up towards the surface with the victim in its mouth.
That matches up perfectly with what Mr. Bloom said in her testimony.
The real culprit must have used the lifesaver trick command to manipulate Orla.
I still find this very hard to believe.
Then let's see it for ourselves. Let's have Orla show us her trick using a practice dummy.
As you wish. Prosecution doesn't appear to have any objection. Miss Buckler, please proceed.
Okay, sure. I'll show you Orla's phenomenal trick. Hey Marlon, are you ready over there?
Okay, let me just go get the practice dummy. There! It's in the pool, ready and standing by, Sasha.
Here goes, Orla's secret new trick, the lifesaver.
Clothes got torn up a little, but the dummy doesn't have any new marks on it.
And there you have it, Orla's secret new trick.
Wow, that Orla is really something.
You think like that wouldn't hurt a fly?
Is that what she said? Oh, anybody. That was close. Sounds like the gallery loved Orla's performance.
That was great. That awesome trick catching everybody's heart.
Wonderful. I wish I could see more.
Looks like we signed this Prosecutor Blackwell.
Thank you, Orla and Miss Buckler, and thank you too, Mr. Worms. And so now you can see clearly how Orla was manipulated. The bottom of the orca pool needs to be examined immediately. We might still find some evidence of the victim falling to his death.
Prosecutor Blackwell, please have that taken care of at once. Excuse me, Prosecutor Blackwell, but I'm requesting further investigation. Ah! Prosecutor Blackwell, you have to answer the denied judge politely. Oh, that's right, I almost forgot. The thing you asked for just came in.
And you couldn't be bothered to think of a less violent way to deliver it?
What did Prosecutor Blackwell ask for?
I've been waiting for this.
Oh, and what is that? An updated autopsy report.
That's not his voice.
An updated autopsy report.
What? Why did it have to come now?
During the recess, I ordered the body to be re-examined. Something started nagging at me during the course of the trial, you see. Here.
I take it you'd like me to read it? Very well. Cause of death, falls me from 65-foot fall.
Wow. If we had that from the beginning.
But this is decisive evidence that substantiates Mr. Wright's theory.
What? It's something good for a change?
Lawler's completely innocent has been proven.
I suppose I can't deny that.
This is fantastic. You did it, Mr. Wright. Prosecutor Blackwell wasn't even trying to refute it. Order is saved.
Yeah. Is it really safe to celebrate?
It would appear more investigation into this case is necessary. First, allow me to render my verdict. Court finds the defendant, Aura Shipley,
You did it. Thank you so much, Phoenix. Thank you, Athena. Honor and Marlon, thank you too.
Congrats, Sasha. Time to celebrate. Go on, eat up.
Glad to see everybody so happy. I'm absolutely thrilled about the verdict.
Thank you, Right Dono.
Huh? For what?
The drain pool. Thanks to you, the truth is finally clear. Fulbright, arrest this woman.
Certainly, right away, Prosecutor Blackwell. Sasha Buckler, you are hereby under arrest for the murder of Jack Shipley.
What? What are you talking about? What reason could you possibly have?
Come now, you must have had some idea in the back of your dull little mind. The true culprit manipulated the Orca in order to have false charges brought upon her. And who is the only one with the ability to accomplish that? It can only be the Orca's trainer.
But I'm sure there's some other explanation.
Silence!
I don't need any of your baseless counter-arguments. Have you forgotten? In order to enter the Orca pool room, a security card is necessary. A security card that only the victim and Sasha Buckler possess. Miss Buckler is the only one who could have caused the victim to fall to his death.
No!
What?
No, I don't believe it. Miss Buckler was so upset by Mrs. Shipley's death, she couldn't have done it.
Fulbright.
We asked the security company yesterday to check the security card logs. Their report just came in during recess. The night before the incident, Sasha Buckler used her card to enter the Orca pool room. After that, not a single person entered the pool room. Not until the incident was discovered, when Miss Buckler and the guard ran in.
Objection!
No one would commit murder where their card usage was being recorded.
Apparently, the aquarium employees don't know what their card usage.
Oh my god.
Apparently, the aquarium employees don't know that their card usage is tracked. What's more, Miss Buckler was seen arguing with the victim before the incident. So, Miss Trainer, what were you arguing about?
It was a private matter. But it wasn't anything I would kill him over, and that's ridiculous.
Miss Buckler is the only one who entered the room. She knows how to command order. Besides, I thought her suspicious from the very beginning.
You suspected Miss Buckler from the beginning? From the start?
Yorka did tricks because someone commanded her to do so. Possibly, someone with a heart so black as to make her own partner the murder weapon. The possibility the Orca killed the victim. The possibility a human manipulated the Orca. I looked into both.
So he suspected both Sasha and Orla all along.
My gratitude to you, after all. You are the one who drew out that information about the lifesaving trick. The orca you saved was an unwitting victim. The victim made it look like the weapon that killed Jack Shipley.
No! Alright, come along then. Let's have a good long talk.
Wait, I didn't kill the captain. I would never try to frame Ola. Why would I hurt the ones I love like that? Sasha, Phoenix, Athena, you gotta believe me. Sasha didn't kill him. I believe that with all my heart. It's gotta be something we can do.
I feel the same way. Could I have done something differently? But never in my wildest dreams I imagined things would turn out like this.
It would appear that this case has taken on an entirely new aspect. This trial is only concerned with a ruling of the defendant or a Shipley, so I'm afraid this concludes today's trial. Court is adjourned.
Cool. We finished that one up. Thank you everybody for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye. Let me save this time because oh my god, I keep forgetting to save. Okay. No, you can't say I didn't save. Bye.